the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber. Westfield Gas and Electric wants to help you decide where they offer gigabit speed Whip City Fiber Internet next. Turn your neighborhood into a fiberhood. Get on the list today at www.whipcityfiber.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Here on this 13th day of February in the year 2018, Anno Domini. This is the den, Ken's Den.
The views expressed by Ken Stomsky in his monologue are those solely of himself, not those of Westfield State University, the radio club, our underwriters, or most sane people. And now...
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Ken?
Bah humbug.
Isn't that the wrong season?
Today is the 13th of February. Do you know what that means? Last day for Punchki.
Oh, no.
Fat Tuesday.
Oh, no.
Mardi
no.
Gras, the last day of the carnival season.
Oh, no.
I am heartbroken. Speaking of hearts, Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Ash Wednesday.
Yes, Ash Wednesday too.
Yes.
Because today is Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, we can all go to Google and find out exactly who this St. Valentine bastard is. It is my humble opinion that Hallmark did a great job researching this totally useless holiday.
Oh, boo.
Oh.
Hallmark wasn't happy enough selling cards on birthdays,
Yeah.
Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, or other events. They created Mother's Day, Father's Day, Administrative Assistance Day, and yes, Valentine's Day.
Do they have a radio announcer day?
Damn you. So now, because I'm very bitter over losing my punchki and dealing with Valentine's Day all within a 24-hour time period, I'm going to run down a list I made.
Of what?
It is a list of alternate things to write down on those candy hearts that taste like chalk and 3-day-old roadkill had a child.
That's true.
So true.
Yes.
I can't believe that chalky aftertaste I hate.
We need to go on Maury.
We
You're
need to
not
go
the
on
father.
Maury on television.
Clear my browser history.
Oh, these are on the hearts. I got to get
It's
that.
not
Yeah.
you, it's me.
Oh.
Did you get the whole we need to go
Now
on
I
Maury
get-
now?
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. We need to go on Maury.
You sound like your mother. We need to talk.
Oh, yeah, bad one.
The test was positive.
Oh, no.
That goes along with Maury.
Yeah.
Gonna die alone.
Yeah.
You suck. Does this look normal?
Oh, dear.
Go away.
That's mine.
Don't be mine.
Don't be mine.
Get lost.
That's directed to the point.
Drop dead.
That's even more to the point.
Yikes.
Are you crazy?
That's subjective.
Take a hike. Call me never.
Cross your legs.
Friend zoned.
Friend zone.
Friend zone.
Be my ex.
That's it. That really solves everything.
I've had better.
Oh.
Ow.
Swipe left. Future cat lady.
Hey, watch it.
The one solace I take is that all the candy you paid full price for on February 14th, I will be paying half price for on the 15th.
Oh, that's true.
These
That's very
chocolates still won't hold muster to my punchki. A moment of silence, please, for the humble punchki.
true. 290 calories.
I will end this monologue with a poem for Valentine's Day. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Vodka is cheaper than dinner for two.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by CrossFit Swarm, offering CrossFit, BX, Body Express, boot camp style classes, as well as SwarmFit cardio fitness classes, incorporating fitness moves and choreographed to fun, upbeat music. CrossFit Swarm's coaches provide the most current, highest quality training, nutrition, and fitness programs. On the web at CrossFitSwarm.com or at 4 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Wally Computer Associates, one of the largest technology providers in North America. Headquartered in Southwick, Wally provides all of the products and services that you'd expect from a world-class technology partner to schools, colleges, businesses, as well as state and local governments and agencies. Wally Computer Associates, meeting all of your technology needs. On the web at WCA.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Saturday.
8:23 in the morning here on this 13th day of February in the year 2018. Anno Domini, this is the Den. Ken's Den. Ken Stomsky behind the microphone in front of the Radio Millennium Board. Why am I not getting anything? I know I'm turned
potted
up.
up.
I hear you.
No, you're potted up.
Am I?
Yeah.
I hear you.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Why didn't it work the first time?
I don't know. You were potted up. Nothing changed.
All right. So that sound means I'm introducing Peter Coles, Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow,
Fan favorite of February.
producer of the the show, side chick Kathy Palmer.
Over here. I'm here, hiding.
Present.
This is the Den, and today I do have Dan Paquette from the Librarian, but I'm not going to get into the library until the next break because there are two
Everyone's
things.
favorite time.
Ready, Dan?
No. Yeah, I'm going to screw with all of you folks right now.
And that would be
And
different.
now
Why?
it's time for
therapy.
therapy with Bob Plass.
Oh.
Hey, Bob.
Oh, come right in and sit down, Ken. Please. Take your
Do you
wallet.
hear this?
Oh, my
Candy
God.
hearts.
Yes.
Those are not candy hearts.
Those are those chalk tasting roadkill candy heart. No, I think those are pills.
Supposedly, and I've been complaining about seasonal affective for the past couple months. And
Right.
every time I've had an appointment to get into my primary, there's been a snowstorm or something.
Yeah.
And I finally went in yesterday, and I need to add these pills to my pills that I take when I get up to my office. I have 2 containers of what is supposedly going to be happy pills.
Happy pills.
They're supposed to cure my seasonal affective disorder.
May I look at one of them?
You may look at both of them.
I'm going to look at both
Do
of
you
them.
think any of those will help?
By
I know you're not a pharmacist, but
citalopram, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. To tell you the truth,
citalopram is really Celexa.
yes, exactly right. And I am medicated with Celexa.
Okay.
Yes. So your
so-
therapist is medicated
So it's
with
true
Celexa.
that it does.
That would explain a lot.
I was going to say that.
So it's true that it does mess with your.
Oh, it messes with your hormones,
Yeah,
everything. Everything. No. Actually, it's good. It takes a little while. It takes you 2 or 3 weeks to get on it. So we have to. You have to remember that when you take medication, it always has. You have to take over
I
and
was
over.
told the Celexa would take a
a
while.
little while. And bupropion.
Bupropion, which is Wellbutrin.
Right.
That's for energy, and that one supposedly works quick.
With energy. Well, it's always a little boost. You give Wellbutrin to boost the other stronger drug, which is citalopram, or Celexa.
So do you think these are going to work?
I think they're going to be very fine for you.
I know that you've been very worried about me over the seasonal affective, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing something about it. And I'm sure I have one or two listeners who care as well.
Oh yeah, you'll notice.
One or two.
Look out! Look to your right there, Ken.
That's me.
You'll see. Out the window.
Sunlight.
You'll see sunlight.
It's still too high up in the.
Yeah. And actually, our friend Dan Paquette is beaming, so you get a little sunshine from him beaming.
I listen to Bobby McFerrin too. So, you know.
Oh yeah, let's all to be happy.
So one thing I am happy about though.
Should we send you Valentine's? Will that help?
No. You know what will help?
What will help?
No, this won't help.
The Punchkis have left, and we are in the throes of Big Brother.
Celebrity Big Brother.
The throws or the throw-ups of Big Brother?
Dan,
Listen.
I forgot again.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I watched something else. Grass grow.
Well, we've got the Olympics to watch.
You know, I do watch Olympics, but and I'm comfortable and confident enough in my manhood to admit, when it comes to Winter Olympics, I only really watch the ice dancing and the women's short and long program and curling. I love curling.
With the brush in front of the puck.
No, his hair. He curls his hair.
Oh, yeah.
But opposite the Olympics, we do have Celebrity Big Brother because all the rest of the TV world has gone on hiatus for now. And you know what? You've got to watch the live feeds, okay? Brandy is such a lush, all right? She started making out and then riding a squash. You can't make this up. It was on the live feeds.
She made out?
She started to
French
kiss a gourd, a squash.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
They have admitted that they're giving the celebrities all the booze they want. Unlike normal Big Brother, where they usually give a 6-pack and a bottle of wine to the entire house.
Right.
Oh, no, the celebrities are getting all they want. And Brandy is drinking it all.
Randy Glanville, everybody.
Well,
yes, that famous celebrity.
Celebrity Big Brother, I'd be drinking
Do you know?
too.
Do you know who Brandy Glanville is?
No. I didn't see who they got rid of. Who'd they get rid of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting there. So Chuck
Brandy
Liddell.
Glanville.
I know Chuck was on the block.
So Chuck Liddell was the first to be voted off.
You know who Chuck Liddell is? Famous celebrity.
MMA superstar.
No.
Yeah.
I know who Chuck Liddell is.
Who is he?
He's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He's a boxer.
Mixed martial arts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So-
right, I remember now.
During that eviction episode, 4 past Big Brother winners were interviewed as to who they thought may win.
Yeah, I thought that
All right.
was really
2
interesting.
picked my choice.
Yeah.
And do you remember my choice?
Omarosa.
No.
She's going to win. She got everybody
Matthews.
played.
Ross
Matthews.
Omarosa has
You know who
everybody
Ross
played.
Matthews
The
is?
entire country, perhaps.
Oh, God. Ross Matthews was the intern on Jane Leno's show, who now has got a real career going. He's always on the red carpet. You'll see him on the red carpet often.
And
I'm telling you, Omarosa has the entire country played.
Some of these celebrities, though,
Yes.
Head back to
are
the
Big
White
Brother
House after.
fans.
Oh, I know.
They're going back.
And they're playing
crazy.
And they're playing really hard.
always been.
Keisha, Shannon, and Russ all know the game. And, of course, Omarosa is a world-class reality TV villain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I've begun to like her. And I know that Peter thinks that she's playing me.
She's playing the
She's
entire
playing you.
country.
Yeah, she's playing
What
me.
are you smoking?
I don't know.
Playing you like a ukulele on the front porch down in the, I'm not even going to go there because I don't want to.
Sure.
I have to be compassionate and
The rant's over.
sensitive.
Oh, my God.
Your disclaimer has ended.
There, there are a lot of alliances and alliances within alliances and and broken alliances.
It's a really fast version of the regular show, so it's actually give you a real taste of Big Brother because it's over within a week and a half, right?
It's like 2 weeks left.
2 weeks left.
And,
So
it
3
is-
weeks too many.
It is fast paced. So Russ won HOH after Chuck was evicted.
Yes.
All right, and he nominated Keisha and Omarosa for eviction.
Yeah. Now, the family had to choose who was leaving. Okay.
And when we say family, you're talking about the house guests.
Their house
your
guests.
roomies.
Yes. And
So,
unfortunately.
yeah, what happened last night?
Oh, did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my gosh.
But before we got to the eviction,
Yeah.
all right, there's something in between the nominations and the eviction.
Right.
All right, you're rushing this and you're forgetting.
Oh, I'm sorry. The veto.
The POV.
The
okay?
poisoning.
So Marissa had won the power veto.
Marissa Janet Winokur. No, what's her name? Vanessa Winokur.
She's a stage actress. You should know that one.
Oh, well, she was in Hairspray.
Yeah.
Very famous celebrity, Dan. You know it?
I've heard of her. But
Yeah, oh, well,
So she won the POV.
I can't say I know all her work.
yeah.
And she decided not to use the power of veto.
She could have taken one of them off the block.
So
Yeah.
Keisha and Omarosa stayed on the block.
Yes.
All right, I'll let you do the reveal as to what happened.
I
then.
was really concerned because my television. I don't know. I was half listening at that point.
We'll check
Oh my God! Yes. Yeah. Oh, there we are. You can hear it in the background.
Your television got tired of playing bad programming.
No, I
quit.
With the music and everything.
I was reading. I have that CC on it so that I don't sometimes have to.
Yeah.
You know, British
Listen, you can
people
just
are
walk.
hard to understand. And sometimes people swallow their words. So I see that Keisha is saying, "Please take me off," but you've got to be kind, etc., etc. And I'm thinking, what is so wrong? Apparently, Kathleen, she has a young child and she's breastfeeding the child.
1 year old.
Yeah,
by the way.
And apparently, Big Brother is causing her milk to dry up.
She's
or
not
something.
lactating.
So why would you agree to go on the show if you're in the middle
She
of
did. So she begged to be evicted, and the house complied.
Who that is? Keisha Pullum. She was on Cosby.
She was Rudy.
Rudy Huxtable was sent home by a vote of 7-0 last night. Omarosa stays in the house, Pete.
I'm telling you, she's going to win the whole stinking thing.
Yeah. Oh, there's Omarosa.
Omarosa, same question to you. What are you missing?
Listen to this.
I miss my husband, Pastor John Allen Newman, so bad. I miss
She's
my
married to a
mother, who was sick
minister.
when I left. I hope you're well, Mama. And I miss my doggy Bishop.
She's playing you, Bob.
Well, Ross,
Look at
you're lucky
normal.
today. You're going to get your wish. I'm sure you're all.
She's known as a villain,
what's
Bob.
happening in the outside
Yeah.
world. Julie, don't.
Yeah.
That's enough of that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, but we get all of this stuff about politics from Omarosa.
They're all politicking on that show this year. If you pay attention.
Oh my God!
Every
It's
time.
so amazing, and she turns out to be this closet liberal Democrat, according to
back to the reality.
yeah. She's playing.
who the hell
There it is.
About the show or
Are you
Omarosa.
enjoying this?
You know, they actually had a conversation about, and they're all jumping on Omarosa because they were talking about DACA and immigration.
Immigration, sure.
And then Keisha stands up
Right.
and says, "Well, actually, Obama did more against immigration than Trump."
Right.
Yeah, and
deported
and
a lot of
Omarosa's like,
people.
yeah, absolutely. So the other house is like,
She's
huh? What?
playing you.
And then Keisha turns around and says, "They don't talk about it."
Right.
Yeah, did you happen to watch that or catch
Yeah,
that?
I caught it. But then
Bob doesn't believe in his bubble, though.
Yeah, but then Omarosa said, "Oh, but we got to be worried. We got to be very, very
She's
worried."
playing you.
And then
She's
Omarosa
worried about
said that
Pence.
Worried about Pence, and also the increased going from house to house and sort of cleaning house of illegal immigrants. Awful, just awful. I
Never get through Congress.
Pete, say it again.
You're being played.
Oh, all right. Let's talk.
I'm being put to sleep.
It's 8:36 in the morning. That's it for therapy and Big Brother.
Glad you've got your pills and you've got another episode of Big Brother to look forward to.
But I don't have any more punchki.
I know it, but
Can you freeze that?
and
Like, if
tomorrow-
you buy a lot of it, can you freeze it for a while?
No, it doesn't work.
They become hockey pucks.
And tomorrow I'm going to be alone on Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh! Oh, we look at.
But I'll have Big Brother.
You'll have Big Brother, and you'll have
And-
you'll have me,
and I'll have these.
You'll have
Oh
me.
my God! Who the hell cares?
At any
One of
rate.
these days, I'm going to get a date out of this radio
Yeah,
program.
yeah,
One
yeah.
of these days.
Yeah. Put your $50 on the table and leave my office. Thank you.
Take it for
Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Sometimes a family wants that Italian taste without those tiny Italian portions. That's why you should come to Al Dente's. All the mamma mia you can eat. It's Italian food just like you'll never get in Italy. That's because it's an American themed restaurant. So the portions are huge and the food tasteless and unhealthy.
My old man grew up in Naples, so when he comes to visit me in the U.S., I take him someplace unique, reasonably priced, and at the closest strip mall. I take him to Al Dente's.
Al Dente's has hamburger tortellini, rotini with spray cheese, Vienna sausages and penne, and a special linguine with cheesy poof sauce.
Hey, when you're at Al Dente's, everyone's like family. A hyper-macho, food-obsessed, alcoholic family just like mine.
Al Dente's, we got more of what you love and less of what you don't. Like more calories and fat and a lot less taste and nutrients. That's why it's Al Dente's. All the mamma mia you can eat.
Mamma mia, 8:44 in the morning here on this 13th day of February. Hey, Pete, guess what I did this past weekend?
What, Ken?
Production work.
Oh, no.
I've got a whole slew of downloads that I have on my laptop
Ken
now.
was bored.
Yeah.
So it is the second Tuesday of the month. You know what that means?
Welcome, Dano. It's library time. Library time.
Here's Dan Paquette, Westfield Athenaeum's executive director. Book 'em, Dano.
Dan?
Yeah.
I forgot about the tag at the end.
Yeah.
Before you even go on, I need to deal with Bob.
Okay.
You were not wearing your headphones.
I know.
And you started talking over Mr. Paquette's bump. So to punish everybody,
you're going to hear the bump again.
Here's Dan Paquette, Westfield Athenaeum's executive director. Book 'em, Dano.
89.5 WSKB.
There we go. I feel much better. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's all
I'm
about
sorry.
hey, look, it's 9:45. Do I owe you a quarter of already, Pete?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That was
what does that mean?
What?
It's time for a break.
fastest trip to a break ever.
Wait a minute. We haven't talked about anything.
Can we just do the underwriters?
Yeah,
All right.
here we go.
And this will get us back. You know, I blame Bob because he got me started late
easy
today.
to do.
Yeah, it's true.
He's an easy blame.
Oh, just
All right,
blame
let's
me.
listen to our underwriters so we can get to the chatting here.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore at Westfield State University, right here in the Ely Campus Center. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or friend of the university, it's the place to shop. Everything from Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise to all of your academic needs. Offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Visit the bookstore on campus or online at www.westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Underwriting for community broadcasting on WSKB is provided by the Press Room, a community coffee and snack cafe right in the heart of Westfield's Gaslight District. The news of the day always includes a steaming cup of coffee or tea, donuts, bagels, pastry, and other delectable treats at the Press Room. Open weekdays 7 to 5, Saturdays and Sundays 7 to noon. The Press Room, 62 School Street, Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Welcome, Dano.
Here's Dan Paquette, Westfield Athenaeum's Executive Director. Book 'em, Dano.
89.5 WSKB.
Can we do this now?
Hi, everybody.
Absolutely.
I'm Dan Paquette. I'm the director of the Westfield Athenaeum.
He didn't learn his lesson. He doesn't have his headphones on.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry.
He forgets about him. I love when he puts two sets of headphones on.
Oh, yeah, I saw him do that before.
Yeah, he does that often.
God help me. Just get me to the home. That's all.
So we do not talk about the renovations or events at the library right now because that's the only thing I know to talk about.
Right. And so for the next 12 minutes, let's talk about books.
You're reading a good book about Queen Elizabeth.
I am. I'm actually reading the third in the series. Actually, I'm on page, get this, Kathy, will you be impressed, 738. And there are like 800 and there are about 900 pages to this book. And
big book.
It's a big book. All of the books that Ken Follett writes are big.
Yes.
They're trilogy books, and this is a trilogy that started with the World Without End is the second one, and the first one is the Pillars of the Earth. Mm-hmm. And this is the final one that just was published called A Column of Fire. And they all are set in different centuries, 13th, 14th, and now we're in the 15th century. Mm-hmm. This is based on the Mary Queen of Scots episode with Queen Elizabeth.
How did they know about all this stuff back then? Did they have the internet?
No. Oh, yeah. But there are all these different characters that some are real, some are not, and they come in and they out, and you learn all about history.
And then they just ask Betty White.
Oh, that's exactly right. But I was thinking, since tomorrow's Valentine's Day, what's a good love story? Well, you know.
Well, so I was thinking is if you got a special somebody on Valentine's Day, something good you could do is come to the library, check out a museum pass, take your loved one to a nice museum, look at some art, and then go home, have a cookbook that you checked out of the Westfield Athenaeum, cook them a nice dinner, put on some nice music, maybe from a CD you checked out at the Westfield Athenaeum. Then you can curl up together on the couch, watch a movie from a DVD you checked out at the Westfield Athenaeum, and then read her some poetry from a book you checked out at the Westfield Athenaeum.
Ah, gotcha.
See, and then you'll look like a hero. And you'll spend nothing.
This sounds good. This is very good. Well, okay, so what museums am I going to be able to take my spouse to or my Valentine to?
Yeah, you could go to the Springfield museums. You could go to the Clark Art Museum. You could break this thing again.
Okay? Just leave it off.
I'm going to leave it off until I leave, and I'll put it back on.
Yeah.
You can go to, you might not want to go to the Eric Carl Children's. I would love to. I'd love to go there.
Eric Carl Children's.
That's a nice place.
Could I go to someplace distant, like Mark Twain House or something like that?
I don't know.
What's the farthest? How about Mass Mocha?
Yeah, I believe we have Mass Mocha passes.
Really?
Yeah, we have probably about 15 passes or so. I'm not going to think of them all off the top of my head.
Okay.
But two of them, like the Mass Parks Pass, you don't need that right now, and the Connecticut Trolley Museum is closed right now, but most of them are open.
Do they have them listed online?
On westaf.org. Yeah, you can check out the museum passes. You can reserve one, which after this, I'm sure they'll all be reserved for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you can see what we have available for other
Wonderful.
times.
Hey, question for you. what is your favorite love story of all time?
War and Peace.
War and
How about something we have time to read?
Oh no, I think
she's reading Ken. He's reading Ken Follett.
I think War and Peace is maybe about 1,200 pages or so. I might,
I don't know exactly, but it's probably just a little bit more.
And that's a very famous love story. Who are the characters? Natasha and somebody.
Boris? I don't know.
Boris and Natasha.
That's something else.
I don't know. There are wonderful love stories, but remember that book, Love Story by Eric Siegel? Does anybody take that out of the library? Remember that book back in the 60s?
Oh, yes. Everybody remembers.
Can't say I read it when it came out. Okay.
Don't rush
So
it.
here was the trick. It was a terrible book.
Okay.
But the writer wrote at the beginning, in the first sentence of the book, that his wife died. So you read the story of their relationship through the filter of the idea that the young girl that he met at college, played by Ally McGraw in the movie. Ryan O'Neal was the young man.
She was hot in Convoy.
Oliver. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate.
As was he.
Yeah. So you read the whole book through the filter of that first sentence, and the rest of it was trash. But because she had a fatal disease or something, and you were reading this with that in mind, and it it's sort of like, I wonder if Nicholas Sparks does that. Is he worth it? I've noticed that he's
pretty formulaic, I find, in his
pretty formulaic
books, and which then get turned into movies. It's all the same story, just set somewhere different with a different name on the characters.
Yeah, sure.
But speaking of books, don't you have a nice display down there?
We do.
Yeah, it's called a library. It's full of them.
No, they have a nice display that's very topical for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, they do a great job on the displays.
They do. So if anybody wants some good stories, go to the back.
Though, just recently I was reading about how bookstores don't do really nice displays anymore because people then don't want to ruin the display. Feel free to ruin our displays.
And it says
take the
that.
books.
You mean you can't
take
the book off of the display?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Please
and
do.
there's a sign there that says you may
Please
take
them.
these books.
Yeah.
Please take these books. Okay.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of love books there. Yeah.
Love books, that's what they're called.
Oh, God.
I think the last
novels.
I think the last romancy type of book I read was Eat, Love, Pray.
Oh, I love that book.
So we would put all this stuff under fiction, of course.
No,
right?
that was
that was a memoir-ish.
Memoir.
I don't know if it was officially a memoir or not, but it was,
It's all fiction to me.
Yeah. I got James for Christmas the biography of one of the books that I got him was a biography of Victoria. The Queen, because we're watching
not Beckham.
I thought he was talking about Victoria's Secret.
Yeah. Victoria the Queen, one of the greatest.
Remember when
love
they used to send out a catalog?
Yeah,
I haven't seen one in years.
You don't have catalogs at the library, do you, Dan?
Oh, we have the card catalog, the online card catalog.
Yeah, you don't have
the Victoria's Secret
catalog or whatever.
So there's nothing under the counter that we can ask
No,
for?
the closest, nothing under the counter. The closest thing that we'd get to that would be the annual swimsuit issue because we have the Sports Illustrated subscription. So that comes automatically. So.
Of course.
It doesn't last long. It typically gets stolen or ruined quickly.
Yeah. So the Victorian story, Victoria and Albert, her husband, what a love story, and you can see it on PBS if you watch that series Victoria. It's in its second season. Just wonderful, just great. But that biography of Victoria is, I think, what they based the series on.
Yeah.
Is there any? Well, Romeo and Juliet is just such a wonderful story.
Such a wonderful, depressing romance.
I hate you.
So great.
You can't marry him.
Oh yeah, but it has such relevance.
They've made these board books now that are like these classics that are turned into like counting books or something. And one of them's Romeo and Juliet. My daughter asked me like, so what's the story? I'm like, woo.
Do they go to the end of it?
No. I mean, so it's a counting book. So there's like 10 roses, and so. That has nothing to actually do with Romeo and Juliet.
That's the story that Jay Giles sang about, right?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, reputa.
What?
Yeah.
I don't
Let
know.
down your hair, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Jay Giles.
That's Rapunzel.
Oh.
That's Rapunzel.
Okay. Well, was that Shakespeare too?
Shakespeare. Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? And then he's down on the balcony scene.
Yeah.
And he's down below, and he looks up, and he said,
well, she goes through her whole monologue and doesn't know he's there.
That's right.
Saying, give up your name or I'll do it.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
whatevs.
And then he climbs
we'll
up.
Move on.
Did they turn this into a movie?
Yeah.
A few times.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into that.
There's a great version with Leonardo DiCaprio. You'll love it.
Yeah, and that's called... No, it is. It's really good.
It's actually not bad.
No, that's
Shakespeare in Love, right?
No, Romeo Must Die.
Oh, that was Jet Li. That was the martial arts movie.
Oh, was it? Well, Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio is really run. It takes place in Miami. And
it might be Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, there's the old version with Leonard Whiting and Olivia Hussey. The Franco Zeffirelli, really beautiful. My friend played Friar Lawrence.
Really? Yeah.
Milo O'Shea, but the West Side Story, the great movie musical, is based on Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And they're remaking. Steven Spielberg is remaking West Side Story.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
With a playwright. His name is Tony Kushner, who wrote the Tony Award-winning show Angels in America, which is coming to Broadway very soon with Nathan Lane. It's an AIDS story. It's really wonderful. But at any rate, West Side Story is great. But Kenny,
we should take West Side Story and combine it with like a Rambo or something to make it interesting for guys like me.
Listen,
have this love story and then it turns into carnage at the end.
Oh no! Because if you watch West Side Story,
Juliet.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what happens. Go, boy. If you look into the music, the choreography, it's really aggressive and really.
Choreography was amazing.
Yeah, an amazing.
And very difficult.
Yeah, very, very wonderful. But
almost a ballet.
Here's what happens at the poor end of Romeo and Juliet. Juliet.
First of all, do you know the story Romeo and Juliet? You know this, right? I'm assuming you know.
No, I wouldn't.
Because he's going to explain it. So I want to make sure.
Everybody knows they died, but they don't know how they died.
Yes,
never show your cards. Okay.
All right.
No. Yeah. Romeo sees Juliet at the end on her beer, not in her beer, but on her.
She had a beard?
Funeral beer. BIER. Okay. And then Romeo sees his lover, who he's just met the day before, actually. It all takes place in 24 hours.
Right.
Do you know that?
Speed dating.
Yeah, speed date. Speed
longer
speed
than some of my
romance.
relationships.
Speed romance is in there. But he sees her dead lying there, and he kills himself.
All right, but you have to explain why
what
he
happened?
sees her dead.
She wasn't actually dead. She just took a fake poison that put her to sleep,
right,
and made everyone think she was dead. Then
right.
She pops back up, sees Romeo dead, kills herself for real.
That's exactly. There we are.
Nothing like true love.
And I have to wonder what she would have done had they buried her before she popped up.
Right.
There's
an issue here.
Well, okay.
Thanks for waking me up, Pete. 9 o'clock. WSKB Westfield.
Is there a reason why she took the sleeping pill? Oh, because she got the message. She got a message that Romeo was killed by so and so, and she
Mercutio, right? Was that his friend?
Oh no! Wait a minute.
No.
We're all confused here.
No. She.
Oh my God!
This.
Who the hell cares?
Wasn't he supposed to be in a fight over her or something like that?
Yes, with Paris.
Right.
Yeah.
No. This is getting
I got
than
it.
I remember.
I
the
know.
Wishbone episode I saw as a kid.
Right. Here's what happened.
Reading Rainbow.
Really.
It's 9:01. Bob, get to what happened.
Friar Lawrence came up with this great plan that they were going to escape.
Right.
Yes, it was a trick.
It was a trick.
Right, it was all a trick.
They were going to escape their warring families.
But they didn't let Romeo know the trick.
Well, actually, they gave the nurse didn't get the message to Romeo. The nurse made a mistake and didn't get the message to Romeo, and so consequently, he didn't get the deal that his girlfriend was just playing dead.
So did a
dead.
frog kiss her to wake her up?
It was timed perfectly because Romeo had finished his soliloquy about his poor dead Juliet, and then she wakes up and then does her thing, and then the warring. This ends the war. This ends the feud between two warring stories.
So clearly, it was because of the kids.
It's always because of the kids. Always. And that's the greatest story of all time. Could we sing somewhere, somewhere, da, da.
You can sing it.
There's a place for us, somewhere, a place for us. We could reenact the balcony scene. At any rate, I'm leaving now.
Thanks for hanging out, Bob.
All right, see ya. I'm going to read my book. I'm going to finish this by next week. Yeah. And then I'm going to read the biography, another 700-pager of Victoria, unless I'm going to read Irving Berlin's biography because I'm learning about Bob Dylan, and I love Bob Dylan, but I figured I'd better go back to my roots and read Irving Berlin. So I'm the greatest songwriter of all time.
And in 4 weeks, he'll hopefully give you a report.
Right. Well, I look at books that big and be like, ain't nobody got time for that. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love that.
You got to be.
Too, but
you know what?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bye, everybody.
Get out there and volunteer, Bob.
Yeah, get out there and volunteer, you guys.
Take us away.
Community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com. WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber. Westfield Gas and Electric wants to help you decide where they offer gigabit speed Whip City Fiber Internet next. Turn your neighborhood into a fiberhood. Get on the list today at www.whipcityfiber.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
He rules the roost on Thursday from 6 till 10. It's Patrick Berry.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
You're listening to Ken's Den with Ken Stomsky.
And I am Ken Stomsky, and this is Ken's Den.
I hope so.
Peter Coles is behind the Radio Millennium Board, and, you know, that was a habit I picked up a long time ago, calling it the Radio Millennium Board, because I know that it's a Radio Millennium Board, and I really should stop calling it a Radio Millennium Board. But you are in front of a Radio Millennium Board. You are Kitten and the Keys.
The fan favorite of February.
And side chick. Kathy Palmer in his house.
I'm here.
We be talking with the librarian, Dan Paquette.
That's me. Yeah, sadly.
Good morning.
Good morning. More Shakespeare talk?
More Shakespeare talk? You know what?
Hey.
I need to wake you up.
Here's Dan Paquette, Westfield Athenaeum's executive director.
He won't play it for months now.
Is there a Guinness record I'm unaware of that we're shooting for here?
Yes, and I think you've passed it.
Hey, you know, I've got one for Kathy, too. Did you ever hear it?
I think once.
Class is in session. It's Westfield historian extraordinaire, Kathy Palmer.
89.5 WSKB.
Yes, I organized my hard drive this weekend.
Ken doesn't do sock drawers. He does hard drives.
Yeah.
On that note,
I'm glad I got my fourth bump in for the day.
Speaking of,
it could be a problem.
So how close are you to being done?
Well, the reference room is getting pretty close. We're going to hope to have that back open around the beginning of April. And then the rest of it, we're hoping by the summer reading club can be back in the children's room. So we're getting there. It's coming along. It's looking great. You know, each day now you can see more finished work happening. So shelves are coming back in. We're cleaning those up.
Yep.
So they're back from storage, and then we'll be able to put the books back on them and put the RFID in, which will take a while. So.
Oh, you're going to tag everything?
Yeah. So it's going to be a long process.
And you have to log each RFID
tag,
at the same time.
Yeah, so it'll be
and make
a big
sure
undertaking, but it'll speed up everything down the road.
At the same time, you have to make sure it matches up with what's in the card catalog too, right?
Correct. Yeah. So you have to.
This is no small task.
Scan every book and put it, then program the chip, and then put the chip in the book, and then make sure everything in the record.
Can
is
you
correct.
put an RFID in me and scan me?
They do
it in pets.
Yeah, I mean it's a little. They do.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean it's just
that way. If I ever go lost, you could take me back to the Athenaeum and scan me and get me home.
Right.
It's a new app called Keep Track of Kenny.
Kenny Tracker.
I have a question. No,
get an app. Get the app.
Yeah, right.
It seems to have taken a longer time than you thought in the beginning.
Yeah.
What held you up? What was so difficult that it took so long?
Well, so there was the first holdup was the fire sprinkler system was a little bit of a holdup, just because we have 3 old buildings and they're not necessarily the easiest to get around. So the plan, had to change a little bit as as they went along. So then that's, going back to the engineer and saying, can you actually drill through that metal beam? Is that okay? So then they'd have to come out and check. And but then the longer delay after that was waiting for the new lift to come in. We had ordered it, and then that company just apparently had a lot of issues and delays, and somebody doesn't work there anymore, we'll say.
And you ran into asbestos too.
Yeah. Well, the asbestos was a known quantity, and that company was actually finished a day early.
Those guys were flying?
They were flying, so they did a great job.
Can I get their name? I got some asbestos to remove over in a certain building and
it's
tile.
I would highly recommend that company. They did a fantastic
That's
job.
asbestos tile there?
Yes.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of that so you can run some cabling.
No, I got to get rid of it because oil leaked into the floor and nothing will stick to it. From an old cutter.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about inside information here, folks. Sorry about
Inside
that.
information.
That happens between Pete and myself every now and then.
So you expect to be back by summer, maybe?
Everything for this phase, completely done by the summer. That's our fingers crossed. As long as we don't run into any more unforeseen delays, we should be able to hit that, I think.
Now, the lift is up and running now, right?
The lift is fully functional, just like the Death Star. Yeah.
And we're calling it a lift because we're trying to be British?
No, because it's not an elevator.
It's a lift.
It's not. Yes. And it's not a car.
You know
rental.
me by now. Come on.
And it took me a second. I'm thinking, no, don't try to make sense out of this, Kath. It's not going that way.
I totally played you on that one, too.
Did.
You didn't catch that.
You did. That's one for you.
Because the Brits, they call an elevator a lift.
They do.
They do.
And when you're inside of it, it's not a lift, it's a car.
And don't sometimes you want to just look at a Brit and be like, learn English.
Why are you saying that?
Why does your car have a boot?
Exactly. I put boots on my foot, not on my car.
Yeah, and didn't Little Miss Muffet wear a bonnet or something like that?
She sat on her tuffet.
She sat on her tuffet. But was she wearing a bonnet? I think she might have been wearing a bonnet.
She had a bee in her bonnet.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Okay.
I don't remember a bonnet.
I don't remember. Not in Miss Muffet. Yeah.
No.
Somebody wore a bonnet. You know what a bonnet is.
A bonnet in a car is the hood.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the hat that women wore a long time ago.
Yes, a bonnet. Yeah, I know what it is. Wait, where are we going with this? Dan? Okay, back to the books, Dan.
So we're talking about the lift being put in at the Athenaeum.
So we're going to have to put a little bit of signage around it because it looks a lot like an elevator, so people think that it might operate like an elevator, but it's a lift. It's not an elevator, so... it just works a little bit differently. You have to put continuous pressure on the button because you're making it go up and down as opposed to like an elevator. You just push the button.
It's like the devices that are used to get into a swimming pool now.
A lot of people who typically use lifts will know how to operate it. But if you're just have a cane, you're had a temporary medical issue, and you're not used to using a lift, it may look a lot like an elevator because it's newer and it's fresh, but it's not.
And there is no elevator.
Well, we have an elevator in another section of the building. This lift is to get, because again, it's 3 buildings slammed together without a lot of forethought to ADA when they were made. So they're half floor away. So we don't have a full elevator.
I'm saying there's no elevator down there. That's
right.
Strictly the lift to get
that half floor up to the main library.
Right.
And then it has to get you into the Lang too, doesn't it?
Yeah. So then there's a different lift that if you then take the elevator down to the basement, you're going to a program. Then there's a lift to get you again half floor down to get into the Lang.
It's starting to sound like Donkey Kong. You go up a low level and then you go down a level.
It sort of is. That building is amazing, but it is even like the upstairs. It's you go this way and up and over and into.
And all those things made putting all the fire sprinklers in really tricky because you're going these half floors to bring piping and everything. And
is there any plan afoot to make the museum upstairs accessible? Because that's still tough.
No. So we have video of what's in there. So technically we meet code by having that. We'd love to, but that'd be putting in another elevator, which was not in the scope of this project.
Thinking structurally of how you get up there to begin with, I don't even know how you'd get a lift up in there.
We'd have to build a
it would
elevator
have to go on the
shaft.
Exterior almost.
Yeah,
that would be difficult. But you have it online, so
that's
great.
And we've so it's a video. It's not online, but we've also talked about sort of like creating an app version of it to make it accessible that way.
9:17 in the morning. I think when we get back on the other side of the break, I want to talk about how the Athenaeum is 3 different buildings all put together.
All right.
Do you have enough knowledge to do that?
Because I can fake it. No, I do.
Oh, I'm so good at faking things myself. We'll be back right after this.
and Xfinity.com. With the Xfinity Double Play and Xfinity Triple Play, you can choose to bundle Comcast services for a great value. Experience Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Explore all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area on the web at Xfinity.com. Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Here at Rockwell Automation's world headquarters, research has been proceeding to develop a line of automation products that establishes new standards for quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence. With customer success as our primary focus, work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument comprised of Dodge gears and bearings, Reliant electric motors, Allen Bradley controls, and all monitored by Rockwell software is Rockwell Automation's Retro Encabulator. Now basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panometric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented.
Oh my God!
The main winding was of the normal lotuso-deltoid type placed in panodermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. Every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters. Moreover, whenever fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal depleneration. The Retro Encabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Milford Trunnions. It's available soon wherever Rockwell Automation products are sold.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
It sounds like a conversation between you two. That's how I feel.
I played that just for you, Kathy, because of how you get glossy-eyed now and then.
I get glossy-eyed. Dan, they start. The two of them start.
They do.
And now on, and this is
Tiny record pheasant.
And I'm listening going, what?
That was a lot of words. I don't know what you're saying.
I have no clue.
I even glossed over on that one.
I got lost after they mentioned the left-handed muffler bearing or something like that.
The lunar phasers?
Lunar phaser.
So the Athenaeum is actually 3 different buildings.
Yeah, yes it is. So the original Fowler-Gillett Homestead, which was built in the 1838, is where the children's library is and the administrative offices on the 2nd floor. So that was the original structure. And then the late 1920s, I think 1927, they built that great hall that came off, which has the Elizabeth Reed Room and the art gallery in the front, the one that meets up with Elm Street. And in the 60s, and infinite wisdom of the 60s, they slapped on 2 hideous boxes. That's my opinion, which is where the reference department is, and then where the off the side of the children's room, there's another small box put on the historic building.
You call them idiotic boxes, but they're needed. You needed the space.
Well,
right?
but they needed the space, but they did it with zero, in my opinion, zero interest in being architecturally interesting.
That was the 70s, my friend.
That was the 60s and 70s.
Look at the fire department across the street and the police department right behind you.
In any number of schools. I'm just saying, though, that time for architecture was not my favorite.
Juniper Park is about the same way.
Yeah.
You
can go around.
You think about it. Yeah, Peter's right. The fire department, the police department.
70s buildings.
Yeah. The 60s and 70s was a dark time for architecture.
At least
most of UMass.
Yeah, most of UMass. I'm sure there's quite a few buildings here on Westfield State.
Most of UMass is the concrete wonder of the 70s.
I know, but it's too bad, as I said to Dan during the break, that the Fowler Gillett Mansion, they just completely resurfaced it, and it lost all of its architecture from when it was the Fowler Gillett home, because it was a beautiful home. And the Clapp Tavern. Do you know where the Clapp Tavern is?
Right around the corner on Court
The Clapp Tavern is what it's a dentist office now, or orthodontist. It's next to Patrick Pepick. If you know where City Hall is, you come back towards Elm Street. There's Pat Pepick's office, and then next to it is the Clapp Tavern.
Right.
That was on the corner.
Oh, and they moved the whole building.
It was on the corner, and they moved it up to where it is now. And I don't know the date. I don't remember when. But there were houses, and we forget that Elm Street looked a lot like originally. If you go down Broad Street and the big houses, that's what a lot of Elm Street looked like originally, because people were living on Elm Street.
Right.
Yeah, and then it became businesses around the turn of the century, turn of the 1900s.
Once the railroads came through, and then the whip factories, and they started
the population density increased in downtown. Yeah,
exactly. I agree with all of that.
So that would be it. Well, the new reference room is fairly large. So that's a big room. Addition.
But and again, if I was building it right now, they also didn't necessarily use the space as efficiently as they could, because there's just that mezzanine that doesn't, it's not a full second floor, so
a lot of headroom.
It's a huge high room with a lot of headroom that gets you nothing. Where I could shove more books in there.
And the other
you're always being selfish over
I know. I just want more books.
Yeah.
Books in a library.
Sure.
And the other thing that with the 70s is heating wasn't as big an issue.
Right.
So now you've got this huge cavernous room that must be...
Which part of the renovations, we've put in better insulation in there. We've done a lot of energy efficiency things. We've changed all the lighting over to LED. We put in new fans. So hopefully some of the heating and cooling will be a little bit better at the library.
Great.
Long term.
If you look at the 70s buildings and even the schools that were built with their glass windows that aren't insulated and their brick walls that aren't insulated, it was different when they built them.
Yeah.
Didn't need to. Heating oil was a quarter.
Right. New schools are very well insulated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would love to. Excuse me. I'd love to build a passive house. So I can use personally for my house that you can get passive solar heat. Yeah, they're great. A passive house, it's the idea is
and I want geothermal. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, they're super insulated houses, so in essence you could heat it with a hair dryer.
9:31 in the morning. We've talked about renovations. We've talked about how a bunch of buildings came together to become the Athenaeum. Pete, I want to do a quick break because Kathy has something for us on the other side. Take us away.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB Westfield is brought to you by the Westfield Gas and Electric. Westfield Gas and Electric is service using their power for the good of Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. Oh, good. I don't have to do it anymore.
Like I said, I went through my hard drive this weekend. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And normally I have a segment here that Kathy will do when she talks about the past. But there wasn't really much to talk about for Valentine's Day in the past. So Kathy has come up with something for us.
There is, and I tried to historically look it up, and it's nothing that you guys can't Google, and forget it. So anyway, but I have some questions, and I took this from a page in Ken's book, because Ken is always putting us through the paces. We have questions, we have to answer, so I'm going to do it to you. Question number 1. Why does the letter X stand for a kiss?
I have no idea. Do I have to guess?
You can if you want to.
Because O stands for hug.
Because Dan.
I don't know, because you pucker up your lips, I guess. I don't know.
Peter will know.
I have no idea.
Are you kidding me?
No, I don't.
No one knows.
No.
Well, word has it.
Enlighten us.
This could be just hearsay. It could be a myth, but it's because they couldn't sign their names, so you signed it with an X, and then you kissed it to prove that you were loyal and that it was true. Now, is that true or not? I don't know. Also, there is some story out there that they used to sign with an X because it was a sign of the cross, and you kissed the cross. So there you go.
I've seen people sign with an X before, so
sign with an X.
I get that now.
Yeah, well, before people knew how to read and write, you had to make a mark, and so
and that's what they did.
Put your mark here. That's what they would say.
Right. I have an Olympic update for you all.
That's right, because they are in fact going on live
USA
right now.
Women Hockey wins 5-0. Casey Bellamy scores the winning goal.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
That's excellent. All right, number 2.
Nice.
This is one we should have saved for Bob. According to retail statistics, not statistics, what % of pet owners will buy a Valentine's gift for their pets? 10, 5, or 3?
Oh, it has to be 10.
I would say 10.
It should be bigger than that.
It should be higher than that. I would think it should be higher than that.
Honestly, the answer
50?
they had was 3.
Really?
Seriously?
3%.
I don't believe
Obviously, that's a world average, not an American average.
Well, you know, and you have to remember how many pets are out there. There's a lot of pets. Okay, true or false, in Victorian times, it was considered bad luck to sign a Valentine's card.
True.
Victorian times, huh?
Victorian times. Bad luck.
I would say no.
I would say true.
It was true. It was considered bad luck.
You had to let them figure it out.
Bad luck. Number 4. We're getting down to the end.
And that's, I think, how it became known as a secret admirer.
Oh, Dan.
I don't know for sure, but
that makes sense. So you'll do well on number 5 because you can make connections.
All right.
But we got to do 4 first
right.
because 4 comes before 5. It's getting tense. You ready, Ken?
And then 5 was mad at 6 because 7, 8, 9.
Yes, it's true.
Oh, dear God.
Great song. It's a great song.
Middle Ages. Oh, wait. No. Number 4 is the one I'm thinking of, Dan.
Okay,
that
all right.
You will make this connection. Middle Ages, young men and women chose names from a bowl to be their Valentine. They would then pin the name on their sleeve. What idiomatic expression grew from this practice?
Wearing your love on your sleeve.
Your clothes.
Or something like that, yeah.
Your
Wearing your
clothes.
heart on your sleeve. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I have nothing to say now because
I'm
Dan
too
got
smart.
it right.
Dan got it.
You're pretty a smart feller. I almost messed that one up.
But you know what? That's one of those expressions, guys. I always wondered about what the heck does that mean? Wearing your heart. I mean, we know what it means, but where did it come from? And now you know.
The rest of the story.
You are so good.
Yeah.
Last one.
Paul Harvey. Good day.
This is an easy one. Cards are popular on Valentine's, but they're sent on other holidays. Arrange them in order: Valentine's, Mother's Day, Christmas.
I would say Mother's Day number 1, Valentine's Day number 2, Christmas number 3.
See, I would say Christmas, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day.
And Dan, just so I don't sound like I'm copying you.
You don't want to mess with your mama.
I've already written that down.
Yeah.
All right, so Dan and I are on the same.
It's Christmas, Valentine's, Mother's Day.
Oh,
Mother's
that's
Day.
surprising.
Yep. And there you have it.
People don't care about their mother?
I don't know. And notice they don't have Father's Day. But
bad
there you go.
children.
Look at this information you learned today.
I know.
Boggles
So
the mind.
that is Kathy Palmer's quiz
There you go.
for Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Now I can enlighten my wife when I get home. She loves when I do that.
There you go. You light up her life. I could sing that, but you wouldn't want it.
You light up my life?
Yes.
Debbie
you light up
Boone?
my life.
Am I
Oh
right
my
with that?
gosh.
Debbie Boone? Was that her? Did she do that?
I don't know.
Hey, Pete.
What?
did
You
that?
light up my life. Was that Debbie Boone?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. You know, I have this.
I'm reading this article right now, sorry.
Okay, so
No, he's
don't
not
sit-
busy. He's not
so
doing
don't sit
anything.
there and
Okay.
produce my show.
No,
So glad
I'm
you're
sorry.
listening to us.
I'm sorry that a judge in New York ordered a guy had an abandoned building,
Mm-hmm.
and it had been tagged with graffiti for years. He tore it down to make way for luxury condos because he sold the property. He's now been ordered to pay $6.7 million to the graffiti artists for not asking their permission to tear down the building that he owned. Really?
What?
No, it's
Crazy.
legit. It's a federal. It's a federal law. Obscure the Visual Artists' Rights Act, which grants artists the rights to their work, even when somebody else owns it. Look on my Facebook page. You'll find it.
That's crazy.
Are you exactly? I wonder why this country's going to heck.
I don't think that's particularly the reason, but
It's part of it.
Is this the composition you were thinking of?
Yep.
Debbie
Yes.
Boone.
You light up my life.
Carole King also did it. I
think
see
she
here.
wrote it. I think Carole King wrote it.
I also see. You know what? This might be interesting to check out. What do you think of that?
It has one. Some songs have this great refrain that everybody knows. They don't know the rest of the song.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea what the lyrics are, but they know that refrain, and this is one of them. Everyone knows.
So now that I played two different versions, are you ready to sing it?
Oh God. Oh dear God.
No.
No. Okay. Events coming up at the Athenaeum.
yeah, we have a lot of cool.
I see you have multiple pieces of paper with you this week.
I brought every piece of paper I could find at the library. Just anything that says anything.
There's a couple Walmart receipts in there.
Oops, that's my. Never mind.
Why do you need Prep H?
Oh goodness! All right,
Give those
well, I don't
receipts
even
to
know
yourself. I won't even mention the other item on there.
The teens have a. Oh gosh.
Just sally forth.
Yes, yeah. If you like superheroes, as I do, a Marvel party. So they'll be having, a party to celebrate the release of the Black Panther movie coming out. So that's Thursday the 15th from 3:30 to 5. Apparently doesn't like superheroes or Black Panther or I don't know. Which
it's about superheroes?
Yeah, Marvel superheroes.
Oh, I thought it was about something completely different.
Not the Black Panther party.
No.
Okay, all right.
It's
all right, you got my respect back.
Part of the Avenger Thor series.
Right. Oh, okay. I wouldn't know about that either.
He's from
it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
He's from the Thor movies.
Well,
Thor?
No. Black Panther hasn't
I know,
been in
but
a
he
Thor
was in
movie
them,
yet.
wasn't he?
No, he
What's
was in the
Thor?
Avengers. That's the one. Captain America.
That's the one.
Civil War. He was in that.
Is that the one with the talking raccoon?
No, that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know.
That's Rocket. Usually hangs out with Groot. I am Groot. Yeah.
Moving on.
All right.
More events at the Athenaeum.
Yes, more events at the Athenaeum. For school vacation week, we have a lot of programs coming up. Toe Jam Puppet Band on Tuesday the 20th. They're also wrapping up their winter reading club, which the theme has been the Olympics.
I have to ask this.
Okay.
If we could start over completely.
All right.
Toad Jam
Puppet Band. Yeah. So they're a musical group that comes sing some songs, has some puppets.
You know what? We need
some fun.
We need to talk later.
Okay.
We need to book them on the Big Ken's Den.
Well, no. I got another band in mind that we could put them both on stage. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Butt crack
Jam and Earl.
Butt crack peanut butter. So we can combine the two. See what I did there? All right, Pete. Are you gonna give it to me? I just heard Toad Jam. I heard jam, and what goes with jam? Peanut butter. And where else would you hide peanut butter than?
All right, let's keep going.
I try not to hide my peanut butter. Let it be out in the open.
All right, so what's going on with this Toad Jam, butter jam?
As I said, the Toe Jam Puppet Band, they'll have some songs for kids.
I got to get on these pills.
Or we do.
So watch Mr. Vinny and the Extraordinary Puppet that blows a snowstorm through his nose, a penguin line dance, and, of course, interactive songs, dances, and puppet show. Sponsored by the Friends of the Westfield Athenaeum.
Blow snow out of his nose.
Yeah, you heard me correctly. It blows a snowstorm out of his nose.
Isn't that Contra 80s?
Yeah, that's like backwards compared to what I
I'll
grew up
buzzer
on.
myself.
Did you just watch American Made or something?
Probably.
There you go. So then,
that can't be it. There has to be. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
But wait, there is more.
The Winter Reading Club has all been Olympic themed, and so to wrap that up, we're showing Cool Runnings. I used to love that movie. So
that's the Jamaican bobsled.
Yes,
thing.
on Friday the 23rd, we'll be showing Cool Runnings. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. The world is bobsled time. All right. For adults, on February 21st, we're having our speaker series, and this one's Mighty Aphrodite. She's a chocolatier. Going to come in and
sounds cool.
Do a demonstration on different chocolates and aphrodisiacs and get you in that mood. If that's the kind of mood you want to be in,
Are we going to be dipping things in the chocolate?
It's a demonstration, so I don't know whether you'll be doing it or she'll be showing you. I guess I don't know specifically. But there'll be aphrodisiac foods, trivia quizzes, and poetry.
Nice.
It'll be fun. And then the First Thursday's concert on March 1st is a group, Carrie Klee and Andrew Banas, thank you, and
Banas.
Party of Two. And they've graced us with their music before, and they're really good. So that should be fun. And then coming up next month on March 10th, we have a really exciting program. It's a mystery dinner theater. That one is a fundraiser for the Athenaeum, so tickets for that are $30, which you can get at the library or at our website, westath.org. It's a play written by, some nameless group of people.
I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is. I've never heard of her before.
She doesn't listen to the Y.
Yeah, someone. I think Kathy Palmer or something like that is her name. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Kathy, how come you haven't plugged this on the radio? You're here every week.
I don't get a chance.
All you have to do is ask.
And she still has, 3.5 more weeks to plug it.
And you know what? It's a lot of fun. Usually the dinners, when we do them, we don't charge anything. We're happy to do it. We have 14 people, and that's a huge cast, only because they were excited about it and they wanted to do this for the Athenaeum because it's a fundraiser.
Cool.
But honestly, we usually sell out. So people need to get their tickets
they're
at
already
the
being
library.
sold. People are already buying them, so they're going
And
quick.
it'll be a lot of fun. It's any absolute connection between what we do and real serious acting is totally by accident. So
I mean, they're letting me act, so
I mean, come on. Someone let me have a radio show. Come on.
Well, you could be in this too. We put Dan up there. Dan, and Dan's got the lucky part because you actually don't need to memorize.
Right.
You can actually read that part.
I'll try my best, but
So
I like to have a crutch every now and then.
You're good. It'll be a blast.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a really fun program, and the food is being provided by Emma's, so a nice local restaurant that's good food, which I actually just ate there this past weekend. So
actually, they provided ours for our mystery dinner.
Yeah,
and it went over very well. It's reasonably priced. They're really good about it.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry now. I got to wrap the show up in the next 15 minutes so I can get over to one of the markets and get my last punchki of the season. 9:48 will
872-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
You're listening to Ken's Den with Ken Stomsky.
And this is Ken Stomsky. We're wrapping things up here on Ken's Den. However, I had something brought to the attention of myself. Somebody was surfing on their phone and accessing a database down at the Westfield Athenaeum.
Yes.
You know what? I remember back when.
And back when would happen to be 100 years.
100 years ago today.
Okay. And this is in Westfield, right?
Yes, this is the Westfield Evening News.
Okay.
Well, at that time it was the Westfield Evening Journal. So the big story of the day was that heroic Romania fights to the bitter end for liberty, because obviously the war was still underway at this time.
World War One.
Yeah.
And along those lines, there was a whole slew of articles, I guess, wartime wardrobe for patriotic girls, and it had a lot of ideas for the return of the princess dress. The Van Dusen girls have outing. Can you build a perky bow? You know, how to make your own little hat bow. You know, so
Van Dusen girls, that was a big family in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Van Dusen Apartments.
But the you know,
there was a hotel.
Yeah, the hotel.
There was a whip factory.
Yep.
The story that I found most interesting, weird, was that a horse runs in busy street till knocked down. During
time to get glasses, Dan.
Yeah, sorry. Bringing a runaway horse to a full stop by striking him on the head with a heavy club just as he was about to dash into the large number of school children on Washington Street yesterday noon is the feat accomplished by Thomas Fitzgerald, driver for the J.M. O'Donnell Company of Elm Street. Mr. Fitzgerald was delivering groceries and provisions in Washington Street, and in coming from the house, he saw the frightened animal coming down the street. At the same time, children were coming from the Green District and the training schools. Realizing their danger, and he looked hurriedly about and saw a large stick laying beside the street. He grasped the stick and planted himself in a position where he could strike the horse when passing. His quick action in all probability saved a number of children from being injured.
Do you realize, 100 years later, nearly, I saw a moose running down the next street over.
Really?
Galloping down the street one morning. Yay!
Did you have a stick?
Yeah. I wish I had a. No, you can't do a stick anymore. They had to tranquilize it.
Then the other
watching a moose galloping down the road is something cool.
Then the only other crazy story that I thought was interesting out of the newspaper that day was someone had an article on building your own rifle range in your basement.
Oh, jeez.
What was that by Fally?
No, so I guess what was it? Where did the actual?
Of course, it wasn't my Fally. That was more than 100 years ago.
Have you a little rifle range in your home? No? Well, if you're a crack rifle shot or want to become one, if you like to hear the crack of a .22, then check up on the Bullseye. You may be interested in a little home range built by W.D. Fraser, a Cleveland man, in his cellar.
And while you're down here buying your ammunition, be sure to stock up on our absinthe and our pack of Luckies. 8:57 in the morning. Dan Paquette, I want to thank you for coming in from the library today.
Thanks for having me, as always.
All right.
You're thanking him?
You have to. Otherwise, he won't let me back.
Yes.
You won't, however, be back next month.
Awesome.
Correct, yeah.
And I'll get into that in a second when I get through my list. Kathy, I want to thank you for waking up and doing your thing as usual and keeping us all under control.
I cannot keep you guys under
Not one of
control.
us got the finger this morning.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah, so
you did well.
Yes.
Either that or you're slipping. Oh, I just got the finger.
I might just be joining the others. I'm going to the dark side.
I want to thank my listeners and viewers if you're tuning in on Channel 15 or WestfieldTV.org. Next week, Chef John Slattery will be in his house, and I think we're going to be talking about maybe some Korean food, and I might slip into
some kimchi.
You know, I make kimchi, by the way. I might slip in a Chinese food quiz.
Okay.
If we have time, I think I might try to pull that off. That'll be fun.
Can we go to takeout?
2 weeks from now, a special 50s and 60s TV special. JPEG Luca kind of talked me into. It's been time to do one of these. I actually have 65 TV themes from the 50s and 60s.
So you're doing it this time?
I'm providing it so you don't have to do the research.
Okay.
I'm being human
you
about
can
it.
be in the quiz.
3 weeks from now, Counselors Beltrandi and Figgy will be in here. It'll be the first Tuesday of the month. And then 4 weeks from now, and this is why, Dan, you're not going to be in the studio, we will be doing a live remote from Westfield Technical Academy where Superintendent Zaporowski is going to be my guest co-host. And, of course, our lovely Kathy Palmer is more than welcome to join in on that. Free pastries.
Oh, that's
you
right.
forgot about. Okay.
Oh, I forgot that. They put the best food ever.
Sold.
I'm there. I'm in.
Going on to 9:59. That's all the time I have. I'll catch you next week.